Hi, my name's Hudson, and I'm a geoholic.
Just a quick note to express our appreciation for the 2021 Friends of the Program for their continued support. Please consider their products and services as they have special promos for Geoholics listeners. Aerotech Mapping Inc., atmlv.com. Advanced Geodetic Surveys Inc., agsgps.com. Bad Elf GPS, bad-elf.com. Cobb Fenley, cobbfenley.com. Cyanic Automation, cyanicautomation.com. Diamondback Land Surveying, diamondbacklandsurveying.com. Get Kids Into Survey, getkidsintosurvey.com. Land Surveyors United, landsurveyorsunited.com. Mentoring Mondays, mentoringmondays.xyz. Monson Engineering, monsonengineering.com. Parkland Community College, parkland.edu/land-surveying. Safety Apparel, safetyapparel.us. And last but not least, Tiger Supplies, tigersupplies.com. Hello, Geoholics! Great little ditty right there. If you're listening to this and you are part of the Cool Kids Club, we're glad you're here. We appreciate it. And guess what? Here we are, the highly anticipated episode 78. Before we go any further, I got to let everybody know Buttermaker Shoots is fulfilling his coaching obligation this evening. So we have neighbor Billy with us. Yes, he is literally my neighbor, filling in for Shoots. Neighbor Billy, what you got for episode 78?
Anthony Muniz. Forget about
or
it.
Munoz.
Munoz.
One of the two.
Fabulous football player. 1980 first round, third pick overall, 11-time Pro Bowler, nine-time first team All-Pro, and the biggest honor, I would say, Walter Payton Man of the Year. That's really
huge.
That is unbelievable.
That's huge.
And 1998 Hall of Famer.
Attaboy Anthony.
Good. Who did he play for?
Good choice. I believe he was
Chargers?
Cincinnati Bengals, I believe.
Bengals?
If I
No
remember
clue.
right. I think it was, yeah. But me being a huge Walter Payton fan from, of course, being from Chicago, that's awesome. Good choice. Good choice.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, neighbor Billy. And thanks everyone for joining us on Clubhouse as well. By the way, we are launching, the Geoholics on a completely new platform next week. This is going to blow everybody's minds. I can't wait to get to this. And it's going to give everybody even more access to the Geoholics. So I can't freaking wait for that. So we're talking about having a golf outing this fall, calling it the Geoholics Open, of course. And I'm not sure if it's a great idea or not. So I'd love to hear feedback on this. So first and foremost, again, is it even a good idea? I don't know. If you're not in Arizona, would you travel to Arizona to play in this outing? I don't know. But I mean, it's going to be an absolute blast regardless. And we would definitely make it worth your time, of course. And it's a big ask, as they say. So I guess the other option is we do like Barstool and we just like host a golf outing at all the major metropolitan areas.
Yeah, we'll
I don't
fly
know.
around.
I don't think we're that big yet, but
What time of year were you thinking out
like
here?
September, October.
Perfect time.
Yeah, I know.
After September 15th. It's
Yeah.
just.
That's what you were saying because the overseed, right?
That's what I said after the 15th for sure.
Overseas done.
Yep. So I'm not sure. We would love your input. So maybe we should start with a putt or a frisbee golf.
Mini
outing.
golf.
I don't know.
Frisbee
maybe-
golf.
Don't even get me started with the Frisbee golf. I tried this like 3 Sundays ago and I couldn't even find I was there, but it's hard to find the course wherever I was at
Yeah.
in the middle of the desert.
It's gotten pretty popular actually, frisbee golf.
Or foot golf.
Foot golf.
That's gotten
another
popular
one.
too.
Exactly, for sure.
That's more my speed.
Yeah, for sure. So seriously, I mean, we're open to suggestions, and I would really like to know if people are going to be willing to actually travel to Arizona for this. So shoot us an email, of course, at info@thegeoholics.com. That opening number is by Johnny Monaco. Producer Jake, tell us about Johnny Monaco.
Johnny Monaco is a guitar player, singer, songwriter, and producer from Chicago, Illinois. Johnny has performed all over the world and has appeared in several print publications, including Guitar World, Guitar Player, Young Guitar, Burn, Metal Edge, Classic Rock, Spin, and Rolling Stone. Johnny has even found time to launch a new podcast called It's Not Me, It's Absolutely You, and continues to write and record along performing live throughout Chicago and the Midwest with Johnny Solo Live and the Socialites. And stay tuned for all things Johnny Monaco, as he may or may not be our guest this evening.
Let's clarify that. Johnny is our guest this week, and we're going to get to him in just a few. This is going to be an absolute blast, trust me. So everybody hang out for this. Let's give a shout out to this week's highlighted friend of the program, that being Tiger Supplies. Neighbor Billy, what do you got for Tiger Supplies?
Tiger Supplies launched in 2004 and provides contractors, engineers, and surveyors with the tools they need to execute their projects. They offer a price variety in all product lines to meet your budget. Tiger Supplies is the premier online retailer of all brands such as Topcon, Leica, Geosystems, Spectre Precision, and more. They host a stocked warehouse of top-of-the-line construction lasers, total stations, theater lights, and GPS. Tiger Supplies is committed to delivering value and service without compromising on either. You can find out more at tigersupplies.com and be sure to mention that you are a Geoholic for additional discounts.
Oh, those additional discounts. You don't want to miss out on those.
Dude, they add up, man.
They do add up indeed. That was fantastic. Great job, Neighbor Billy.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Thanks for being here. Time for the weekly Trimble Geospatial Pod Word. Okay. So this week we're going to go with Tiger. Okay. Tiger. For those of you that are listening for the first time, here's how this works. Each week we provide a pod word for that specific episode. Jot down all the pod words from each episode for the current month. Email them to us before the first episode of the next month. That email address, of course, is info@thegeoholics.com. Simple enough. Again, this week's pod word is
Tiger.
Good job, PJ. And the listener prize for April is something very cool and unique from my very own personal collection of survey memorabilia. So maybe if this goes well, we can even get Johnny Monaco to throw in a personalized signed picture.
Ooh.
What do you think about that?
That's nice.
It's nice.
I thought when you said Tiger, we're going to do a shot. Is that what's not going on here?
Like as in Woods?
That's even worse. He doesn't do shots. He does other
he
things.
just speeds like an idiot,
He
right?
just does
Texts and drives.
a
And all that
little
stuff.
bit of everything.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Did you see the Tiger Woods documentary?
I did.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Dude, they got a third part going on right now with his crash in,
Sure they
in
do.
California. I feel bad for the dude, man. He had
I
so-
do. I agree.
Watching that, he had so much pressure on him. And how do you manage that? You know,
Oh my God.
And-
Well, it's like dad's like banging chicks in the parking lot in the RV.
in a Winnebago.
Yes.
We gotta get one, dude. My wife asked. It's Ken's. Your wife asked. It's Billy's.
All right. All right. Let's catch up with the boys a little bit. Producer Jake. All
Only
right,
joking, wives.
what's new, man?
I'm going to keep it really short because we got a lot to get into and I'm excited for this episode. So I just want to say shout out Big Shoots. We miss you. We wish you were in studio. We got neighbor Billy filling in here. It's going to be a great show. So really looking forward to it.
Miss you, Shoots. What do you got, Billy? What's new, man? Tell us something about you.
Oh, no, my goodness.
Give us some background, maybe. Maybe the listeners want a little background.
Yeah, you got 30 seconds.
I've been in
Yeah,
Arizona
seriously.
I'm going to do this right. I've been in Arizona for 11 years. I am from the East Coast, born and raised, Bronx, New York, then Jersey Shore, and moved out to Verrado, which is
So-
Mayberry, USA, in a witness protection program.
I got something for you. Besides Johnny Monaco, who's the most famous musician you've ever met?
Johnny, Ken and I were talking about this. So through grade school and into junior high, Dave the Snake Sabo was in my grade. I wasn't personal friends with Dave, but I do know Dave the Snake Sabo from Skid Row.
Pretty cool. Well,
And then Bon Jovi, John, I think is probably, he was in like I played Little League baseball against him. He's only like 2 or 3 years older than
That's
me,
awesome.
as well. But Dave the Snake in our grade. And we were talking about, of course, you and Kent seem to be in the same grade as well. Or
close-ish.
close enough.
Close-ish. Yeah. We'll get to that here in just a second. Yeah.
What about you? How was your last week?
What's new with me? Oh, great week. Man, you know, it's like I always go off on these crazy tangents, as producer Jake knows, and I get interested in these things. I'm like,
Oh, I know where
gotta
we're
do
going with
this.
this.
So a guy that I work with, he introduced me to this sim racing. You know, I'm talking about like this iRacing, virtual
Like
racing,
NASCAR,
stuff like
stock
that.
car racing.
Like there's leagues for this shit. Like you can make money doing this, right? And like you can have race teams and stuff like that. So I've done a little bit of research into it, you know, and there's a lot to it. I mean, you got to buy a cockpit, you got to buy a steering wheel, pedals, shifter. Are you going to play on a PC or a game console? Single or triple screens? I mean, it goes
In virtual reality?
Yes, it's unbelievable, dude. It is unbelievable.
When the real NASCAR guys were out of commission with COVID and everything, they were doing this for real, and it was counting towards their, like in a simulator, and it was counting towards their real races.
Yeah, it is absolutely insane. So I wouldn't ever want to get like that serious about it, but we could have a Geoholics race team, no doubt about it. And I'm sure that our good friend Trent Keenan would probably be interested in that as well. And other than that, we're gonna see what happens. I mean, I pinged Jake because he's much smarter than I am.
We're gonna make it happen.
Him and his brother.
We got to build some computers, some chairs, some monitors.
It's like we could do the Le Mans.
There you go. Yeah, 24-hour race.
We'll get you one too.
I'm in.
All right, there we go. That was easy.
You know who should be in? My wife. She's got the heaviest fucking foot I've
Really?
ever created. Yes. Yes.
Maybe
And she
we'll
doesn't
invite
take-
her.
She doesn't take turns well, too.
No.
Well, can she go left?
She doesn't do lefts either, so
Well,
that's a problem.
that is a
because
huge problem.
The track goes left.
Yeah.
Most of the time in
She's
NASCAR, yes, exactly.
Maybe she could be a drag racer.
Unless you're in Australia, everything goes the opposite way in Australia. Did you know that? It's serious, dude. It is dead serious.
Coriolis effect or something like that.
When I was
The
like,
toilets.
yeah, when I was heavy into the gambling, right?
Yeah.
And I started betting on horse racing online, and it was like late at night, and I'm like, I gotta be able to bet on something.
Are you kidding me?
No, this is dead serious.
Are you?
No, I'm a degen, dude, when it comes to that stuff.
Oh my goodness!
So, like,
How
I
did
gotta-
I not meet you sooner in life?
I'm like, I gotta bet on something. So I found horse racing in Australia. They're literally going the opposite way. I'm like, what the hell? How do you even bet on this? I don't know. Anyways, other than that, all I gotta say is happy birthday, Thomas Jefferson. Today's Thomas Jefferson's birthday. Surveyor, I think third president of the United States, blah, blah, blah. Absolute rock star, one of my heroes. So that's that. Safety apparel, safety share. Neighbor Billy, this is where you're on right now.
Fire in the workplace accounts for 3% of fatalities in the United States. Here are some things that you can do in order to be better prepared in the case of a workplace fire. Never open doors that are warm to the touch. Use a second way out. If there is smoke, crawl low under it. If smoke, heat, or flames are blocking your exit route, stay in the room with the doors closed. If possible, place a wet towel under the door and call 911. Then open a window and signal for help. Once you escape from the fire's location, do not return. That's really. Let the professional do their jobs to help the others.
What?
Stop, drop, and roll.
What did we do? What did we do before 911?
I don't know.
Has
Man.
911 been around like forever?
I think you just yell out your window.
When did that start?
I
don't know.
call 911 now when they get my order wrong at McDonald's. I ask for no cheese and they put cheese, and it's a 911 situation.
People call 911 for freaking everything these days.
Forget about it. It's just stupid what they
is
call
stupid.
911 for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, here we are. We gotta introduce our guest.
I want to tell a story, but I'm like, my daughter will kill me.
Oh, you got some of those too, huh?
Oh yeah, I want to say it so bad. I'll ask permission. I'll come back after I ask permission.
All right. So our guest this evening, we kind of let the cat out of the bag already, is a friend of mine, Johnny Monaco, and everybody's like, "Who is Johnny Monaco?" Well, here's the deal. I knew when I sent Johnny our standard bio request, we send all our guests like a bio request to get some basic information, and I knew his responses were going to be really interesting, and of course they were. So as mentioned, Johnny, of course, is an accomplished, guitar player, singer, songwriter, and all that. And we actually went to Forest View High School together, go Falcons, and have a couple mutual friends, which we will get into in just a minute. But Johnny also attended Harper College, as I did, for a semester, coincidentally. He attended the Musicians Institute in Hollywood, California, and oddly enough, I believe it's Moeller Barber College. He claims to not only not have any hobbies outside of making music, and he describes his job as being that of a professional idiot. Johnny has toured with Enough's Enough, LA Guns, and Tantric, among others, while hosting the It's Not Me, It's Absolutely You, the Johnny Monaco podcast, which is absolutely hysterical and endlessly entertaining. And to be honest with you, I don't even think I told Johnny this, but it was something that influenced me, to be honest with you. When I heard it, I'm like, oh my God, this is fantastic. So it influenced me to get this podcast started. So Johnny Monaco, thanks so much for being here. Welcome to the Geoholics. This is going to be awesome. Thanks for being here, man.
Oh, hey guys, how are you?
We are absolutely fantastic. So if I remember right, so back in the day, I believe we met through Ron Yukahana, if I remember right. Is that correct?
I think so.
Yep. Ron was a mutual friend, and I think you were neighbors with Kurt Rajewski, correct?
Kurt, yeah. That the irony there is you have no idea, but yeah.
Oh,
I ended up years later. Well, Ron's sister Renee married Larry Meager, and they lived together. We all went to high school at Larry, so they became a couple. And later on in life, like my last 20 years where I lived, Kurt lived next door to me.
No
like just
kidding.
random, like because he moved to where I lived out in Bartlett, and they just happened to live next door to each other.
Oh my God, that is crazy.
That's something.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And I actually stay in touch with Kurt, like through like fantasy football and stuff like that. And I told him that we were going to have you on this evening. He's like, make sure you tell Johnny hello.
He's great.
He's a good dude, no doubt about it.
He's the only guy that sent me a Christmas card. It's on my refrigerator.
It's still up there.
Yeah, it's just like only thing I have. It's like I look at that. It's like I just,
I'm gonna send you a card. I'm gonna send you a card just to send you a card.
Well, especially if it's going to be up all year.
Yeah, if I'm on his refrigerator.
Exactly, that's
Dude,
great.
I'm on Johnny's fridge.
Oh my goodness.
And he already knows me. Another hour would be best buddies.
He's funny.
Hilarious. And then the other guy I know that we both know is Pete Kuehl, as a matter of fact. Pete's a good dude as well.
Great guy. Another one of the few people I speak to still from high school. I talk to him all the time.
Oh, that's awesome. I haven't talked to him in years, but he was such a good guy. I remember him very well.
Oh, he's great. Yeah, that he's never stole anything. He's so clean. You'd almost be like eerie about it. This guy can't be this nice.
He can't be this nice.
Are you eating people?
Kind of an interesting when you introduce. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's never stole anything.
Yeah.
He'd be someone I would trust with, something like, in the will or something, something to get something done. Yeah. Most other people, they're like, I've blew it off. Just watching The Resident.
I think that's a compliment. He's somebody I would include in a will. That says a lot.
See, my best friend from college told me the other day, "You're in my will." I go, "What the fuck?"
He's solid. Yeah, you can't find too many.
And he's worth a couple $, on top of everything else. And I'm like, really? What did I do to get into your will?
Makes you think.
What an honor.
Like, I want to know what it is.
What you did, or what's in the will?
No, what's in it for me?
So maybe that's a thing. That's like that kind of.
It's like having your kid, someone, the Godfather, right? That's another thing, kind of like
it's
that.
Just really, dude, it was really strange. I cannot even make this up. It'd be like me telling, dude, you're in my will.
Yeah, well, closer than that. You went to college with him. You just said he's your best friend.
He's one of my best buddies. But
I don't know.
But I wanted to ask a question. Do you guys know mutually maybe the same girl from high school or another?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's a good question. Do you know Laura Jablonski?
I do remember her.
That sounds like a fake person.
She's Polish, right?
A little bit.
No, I remember going to her house, I think.
Yeah, she's like over there.
I think you might, Kent, as well.
I once or twice. She actually lives here in Arizona, but we'll stop at that.
You do know, you both know that you know Jablonski.
All right, man. Let's get into the meat of the matter here. At least try to. So, Johnny, you've got a really cool career going here. So what got you into music to start out with? You got your timeline on your website, which is really cool. It goes on forever and ever. And there's a lot of things I wanted to touch on, but I'm like, I'm just going to let Johnny talk about this.
Well, four of us here. No, I guess, I don't know. I guess we know that. Back when I was in 6th and 7th grade, I just started playing guitar. I just liked guitar players, just as everybody did. I liked all the bands coming up and in the late 70s and into the early 80s. And I just always liked guitar players. The Steve Napier. I don't know if you remember the Napier.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yep.
Lived across the street from me, and he was a little older, and he started playing guitar. So he got me into guitar. And he's my dentist now, and I live in an apartment, which is basically a flop house for lunatics. So one of us made the right move.
Oh God, that's great. So was there like somebody in particular, like was it Eddie Van Halen? I mean, who was the inspiration out in the beginning?
Yeah, all of them. I went through everybody. I mean, when I first started out, I liked Rush a lot, and I was Eddie Van Halen, obviously, Randy Rhoads, DeMartini. As things progressed, then Yngwie kind of changed everything, and then from there, more of the shredder type guys. But earlier in the '70s, I just like obviously like Led Zeppelin and momentarily lapsed, but Ted Nugent. Now not so much. He's a little nuts. But I back then I liked him a lot. I thought he was like the greatest, and just like 70s and 80s rock. I always wanted to play guitar, and I just used to play guitar all the time.
Yep. What was the first concert you ever attended?
People ask me that, and I don't know. I don't remember. It's terrible. I don't know why I don't remember like firsts.
Isn't that funny?
Firsts a lot. I should. Everyone else knows. They got it like detailed. I don't remember anything. I want to say like Alpine Valley, like one of those shows, like Billy Squier or REO Speedwagon or something like that. I think I saw Rush, and I've seen bands like that, but it's been so long, I can't even remember.
That's funny.
I wish I could. A lot of people go to concerts. They remember every concert they've been to. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I wasn't listening or something.
Maybe you blocked it out. Who knows? How about Billy, neighbor Billy? What was your first concert?
I was just thinking about that. So I think my first concert, it's probably going to be like Journey. I'm kind of like Johnny. I don't know specifically what show it was.
Did you smoke a lot of pot in high school?
I may have. Yeah. I do. And as we're talking, and then you go back to when you were younger. Yeah. I remember like one show, which I saw was like Judas Priest with Iron Maiden.
Oh, nice.
Opening for Judas Priest.
Yep.
Screaming for Vengeance tour.
Yep.
And you just scratch your head.
I actually saw Judas Priest on that tour as well, as a matter of fact.
So, but I think it was Journey.
Yeah. Jake, what was yours? I thought it'd be funny.
I have no clue. I think probably like maybe like Drake. This is the first one I can remember.
Drake?
Definitely not RO Speedwagon.
Don't tell anyone Drake. Jesus Christ.
That was my second concert with Drake. So.
RO Speedwagon or Drake?
I think Lil Wayne might have been there too, actually.
Oh Lord.
I saw him like pre-Scepter. So I'm an OG. To go way back with both of those OGs. Yeah, Drake. Wonderful.
Hilarious. My first show was Red Rider. It was like the Loop Rock Fest, and it was like Red Rider and Quarter Flash and who else? I don't even remember, but
Red Rider. Who the hell is Red
Lunatic
Rider?
Fringe.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah. Oh no, it's a good song.
Heart of My Heart, Quarter Flash.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. I guess. I don't know. I was like probably 12. I don't know how old I was, but either way. All right. So, we talked a little bit about your, the career timeline that's on your website and stuff like that. I mean, what are the highlights for you? I mean, you've been doing this for a really long time. I mean, you've spent time with Enough's Enough and LA Guns and Tantric. Maybe those are the highlights. You tell us.
Yeah. Well, of course, touring, anytime you can tour is great. And touring outside of the country is probably the best things you remember the most. It's so different. We think we see everything here, but it's so different there. It's like another place. And I like that. I like seeing all the countries that I never got to see before.
Did you not have a good reception out in Enough's Enough had a great reception out in Japan, did they not?
Yeah. Japan never lets you down. They got it together out there, man.
Why is that? Why is that?
I just watched a Cheap Trick documentary, and again, as a kid, I remember I had the double album Cheap Trick at Budokan, but it talked about Cheap Trick and their evolution, and then how Japan just they loved them, man, and then
they're smart, they're intelligent, and I think some of that music is cerebral. So when they hear something that's just they sense like there's something maybe they can't do it because they're a different culture, but they envy the fact that it's so American, and their stuff screams that. That's why Budokan and all that, it's like the songs have so much melody, and what they're singing about, it's such a like storyline, and they're intelligent people, and I think they just really get it.
Well, it's the antithesis. Is in Germany, don't they love Hasselhoff?
Yeah.
They know bad music. Japan knows the good music.
Might be something ironic. Might be ironic. We're maybe not getting it,
Yeah.
We don't get what they're seeing.
So, I mean, on that note, I mean, would you say that, like, as far as like fan experiences, would you say that you've had better fan experiences, maybe, as you, in your world travels versus the US? I mean, like when I watch shows, like I'm a huge Foo Fighter fan, of course, like that. And like when I watch their shows in other countries, just like the fans are just like, they're losing their freaking minds. It's crazy over there.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. I think like Spain they're crazy.
Dude, what's it feel like though? Tell us. I mean,
exactly.
The three of us do not know what that feels like. What does that feel like when you?
No, I can't really take credit for that because they're not really. I didn't write those songs. They're not there to see me. I'm just kind of like there to roll up the cables and hold the door and shit. But it's like it's great. I mean, if they're your songs and they're singing your words and you can really, I could see somebody really believing in that. Like these people worship but it's not like that. They like all the bands. They're smart. But I just like to travel, and of course, you want to play the best for them because you want it to be good. Yeah. And they're just you could play anything. You go out there and do anything, and they're gonna like it, because they're appreciative and they're smart and they know good stuff. Sure. Here, it's not like that. It's just music is different here. It's especially nowadays there's not a lot of rock. There is, but
there isn't any good rock bands anymore. It's not like back in the day in the 70s.
The Black Moods. Have you listened to the Black Moods?
No, I guess I will later on tonight.
We'll listen to them on the way home.
Let's do it. But
so what about the venues you've played in? Talk about some of the cool venues you've played in.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like playing in the small clubs. I played them all. I think not all, but good amount all over the U.S. back and forth for over 10 years. But when we did that Poison tour, we got to play sheds, and those are really great because it's a whole different level. There's like underground areas, and there's room after room and hallways and kinds of stuff. And the stages are huge, and it's just it's a different feel. So I like doing that. And the House of Blues stages are always great. It's been so long since I've toured, and now with everything that's going on, it's like, it seems like a real long time ago. I don't know. It's freaking me out, but yeah, it's just all those kind of places. Anywhere, I'll play a small stage, but like went to play the Molson Center in Canada, and that was really good.
How are the Canadian fans, by the way?
They're very good looking. The Canadians, girls, good looking girls in Canada. I don't know what it is. It's like Australia or something. They're all did not see one ugly one in the bunch.
So interesting.
It's not the accent.
No, I don't know what it is. There's good shape.
Yeah. Interesting.
Work out or something. I don't know. So yeah, they just, they were nice. It was just, it's right over the border. So it's not totally like you're in another country, but although you are,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you spent, how many years did you spend touring with Enough's Enough?
Wow. Well, I want to say like 14 years, maybe.
Wow.
Something like that, since 96 to like 2007 or something like that. I don't even remember, but it was a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. That had to be really exciting. So what was the best and the worst part of being in Enough's Enough?
Obviously, the best part is the touring and just being able to play those songs and being a part of that. And the worst is not being a part of it anymore. But I tried my best. We did it for a while. I wanted to keep it going, but I just didn't feel I needed to be there anymore, and I wasn't feeling the same. And that was that.
Are you still buddies with Chip?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him in about a year.
Yeah.
Are you not in his will?
I don't think I'm in his will.
I'm sorry if I'm hitting these personal questions. I apologize.
No, I'm not in his will. I don't think I'm in his will. I was going to put him in mine, but I'm doing a space burial. So I'm not doing that.
That's right up Jake's alley.
I'd love to do that.
Jake
shoot me up in a rocket.
Well, no, Jake's got property on Mars.
Yeah, if you can bury me on my property on Mars, if anything ever happens, please.
You should
How much does that cost?
Sell like cemetery plots up there. That'd be amazing.
I should.
Johnny.
Yeah.
He's in.
It's,
come on down.
They give you
come on up.
Just put like a little bit of your ashes into a little capsule.
Oh my God.
And that way, when they launch them into space, chances of you being regenerated are a lot better than finding you in the cemetery when your bones are all gone and you're just dirt. No one's going to dig you up there. But if some aliens are flying around, they're like, what are all these tubes? And they collect
What does
them.
something like this cost you? Have you done some research?
Oh, I got taken in by something. Like I was
got abducted by aliens.
Got abducted. We talked about it, and I said, that's a great idea. No, I
want to know who.
What happened was, I think it might have been ancient aliens, because ever since, you guys are scientists, right? We're all scientists.
We
just about, just about. Armchair.
Jake more so than any of us.
Armchair scientist.
Okay, well, we are all, for the most part, we're scientists. For the most part, believe in science. And when I started watching Ancient Aliens, it's just the timeline doesn't work out, because as scientists, we know the Earth is not 6,000 years old. And if that's the case, it's bad news for that Ark story. So I'm thinking, what's a better way to do this? What is a better way? I don't want to just be stuck under the ground, because I'm really claustrophobic as it is. And I can imagine, what if you wake up or you're down there and you're dead, but you're really aware, and you're in this under the dirt and you're freaking out in this, I can't, So I'm like, well, I don't want to go into a fire pit either. But if that's the way we're going to get some ashes out of me, let's just do that. So I wanted to be they put them in the capsule. You got to pay. If you pay a certain amount, you get put into a certain amount of space. If you pay more, they launch you further into deep space. That's kind of pricey. But, what else are you going to spend your money on?
Take it with you.
So I've been thinking of doing that. That was part of my Ark story.
That's classic.
No, so yeah, I'm just thinking, it's like it would be something different. And if they did collect you and reanimate you like in the future, I'd probably still have the same problems. So 100 years later, still
I think there's
problems.
So much we can do with this, though. Like what you're saying isn't. It's out there. Let's not discount that. But who knows? They could take ashes, the DNA, what have you, and with VR and everything else they have going on, you don't know what they're capable of doing.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, didn't we take like DNA from like amber or something, or is that just Jurassic Park?
I think it was Jurassic Park.
Oh,
but it's a good idea.
You never know. They know DNA. They might be able to reanimate that one day. I don't know. I just
never know.
Interesting. Instead of just, I guess when it's over, your consciousness, you're over. But if they bring you back and you can do that, I don't know. It might be a scam. They might just like throw it in the garbage and go, oh yeah, you're up there.
Yeah. Well, it's no different than a scam. Like when you adopt a dolphin, that's a scam.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you about like people freezing their bodies, like Walt Disney here in town. Would you ever do that? That could be a scam.
Oh, that's expensive though. I'd be out of money in like 3 days.
Yeah, just take out like a huge loan before you die.
Just put it all into the freezer.
Yeah.
Bankrupt the company. Yeah. No, that's a lot of work. It's a lot of money to do that, even just for a little bit. That's what Walt Disney didn't do that.
Yeah, I think he's here in town.
He's in
and
Phoenix,
like there's a couple there's a famous baseball player, I'm blanking on his name. It was Ted Williams has that?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, here in town.
Yep.
Just a few miles down the road.
We could have Johnny as a neighbor.
There you go.
I think if you're going to freeze yourself, that the last place you'd want to do it is Arizona.
That's true. Why do they do that here?
The power
cheap
goes
energy,
out.
maybe.
Just for
They're
that
gonna
reason.
melt. You're going to do it somewhere cold, just in case the power goes out. Like when George is playing Frogger and the power goes out and he's got to push it across the street.
Classic. Oh man. So let's circle the whole DNA talk back to Enough's Enough. And it sounds like you had a really good experience there, all in all, with those guys. Any chance of reuniting there, or is that ship sailed?
I don't know. I don't know. I have not heard from him. I think how it ended. I didn't feel like I needed to be there, or I can't even want me there anymore. It just felt like I wasn't feeling it, and I felt that he wanted to be the singer. And look now, he is the singer, and it's his band, and he's doing his thing. And those are songs that him and Donnie wrote, and that's all fair.
Yep.
I just, I don't know. I don't think if he wanted me to do it, he would have said something right at the time. It's like,
sure.
If you're okay with the guy leaving and then you're going to sing them and you can do them, well, then if that's how you feel it's going to be the best for you, then okay. I don't think that's the best situation, but that's, it's my opinion. But
sure.
Yeah, I would have loved to continue, and it was a weird time, and it's unfortunate the way things happened, and but they're doing their thing now, so they're still playing.
Yeah. Hey, you never know, right?
Yeah, sure. If they give me a call one day and situation's right, I would love to do that.
Yeah, for sure. And then excuse me, you had a stint with Tantric and of course LA Guns. Talk about those experiences just a little bit.
Oh yeah. The LA Gun or Tantric, I got a call from the drummer Troy that I've known for a long, long time. I don't know him anymore. But
wait, wasn't he he was in White Lion or something, right?
Yeah, he was the road manager and he played drums, but I've known him from Chicago, years ago. We knew each other from the Whale, and I hadn't talked to him in a while, and they reached out because they needed, like, every time someone needs someone last minute, they call me, like they think I'm just gonna, I'm like the fixer.
Sure.
So I just I did that. I'm like, yeah, it'll be great. We'll go on this tour. It'll be awesome. And we did a little run around in the RV. It was fine. It was tight. It was different. It wasn't like luxury touring, but it was fine. It wasn't really my kind of music, really involved, a little dissonant for me. But they were all nice. And then this whole thing with the drummer, my fault, maybe. I got off, I was playing with him and he was just like, meter wasn't there, and I kept arguing with him about, like, let's rehearse this part and get this down, and it's not tight. And I got off the stage and someone asked me how I like to play in the band, and I said something like, I can't lock with the drummer. I've told him before, and I don't know, other than that, it's okay. I just don't feel I'm playing my best. And he told him, and then he got really mad, because when you tell a drummer that they have timing issues, they lose their minds, unless it's not true. But yeah, he went Cape Fear on me. He was like punching the air, and I had to be in a hotel room with him for the end of it. It was brutal. And he went crazy. He wanted to fight me and stuff. So I was going to leave the hotel or the tour after he grabbed me and threw me out of the thing by the shirt. Say, hey, listen, why don't you go get a metronome? All right. You don't want me telling you about your tempos? I told you 5 times, 6 times. I don't know how long. Yeah, it's a dick move. That's my bro. He told me what you said. I've told you. Say, Tom out there on stage too. He asked me what I thought. I told him. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And he got really mad. And then he apologized and made up, because he stiffed me like $700. That's why they did that, So it was unfortunate. And I felt that he was just kind of shady. And then 6 months later, he got fired from that band for sort of the same kind of weirdness. So,
wow.
Of course I looked like the jerk at first, because then I quit. I've been like, listen, I can't, you guys, I got to go, man. I can't, this guy's nuts. They're like, no, just come on, work it out. I couldn't. So that was all for that. And then LA Guns, they called me one day. I was at a open mic night doing something, hosting something. And, I was drinking, and it was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So day drinking. And he's like, you want to join?
I was hoping morning.
No, I was, because I was at this thing. So I was drinking, and it was in the day, and then the manager calls me. And so when, you're drinking and the manager of LA Guns calls you and asks you if you want to just join the band just on the spot, I'm like, all right. And,
how do you say no to that? Right.
Yeah. And I've known those guys. I mean, they could have called me, I didn't know the managers as well. I think I heard of them. Maybe I knew them a little bit passing, but I knew them. But he called, and we did that, and I went out there and we did some rehearsals and we played some shows. And after like 3 or 4 months, maybe we went to Australia. It was really good. I liked Australia. It was nice. I just wasn't for me. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the music wasn't exactly, what I wanted to do, playing a lot of rhythm guitar and stuff. And I just maybe felt like more of a servant than I did. I mean, it's their band. I get it. But that manager, and he asked me to like iron his shirt once towards.
You kidding me? Are you serious? He asked you to iron his shirt.
I mean, that's what happens when you become friends with people. Yeah, it was ridiculous. Like, the thing is, like, he I would talk to him about stuff. I would do things here and there. Fine, I don't mind helping out a little bit. But like it was like towards the end of the tour, and he's like, I'm at the hotel, and he's like, take this stuff. I need this shirt. Can you iron it in this, in this vest? I mean, he wouldn't have asked Phil. Can you imagine him asking Phil Lewis to iron his shirt?
No fucking way.
What? Can someone else do it? Yeah. But he asked me to do it, and so I saw, in his defense, it was wrinkled.
Fluff and fold is like $5 a pound or something like that.
It was the shirt. The irony was, it was the shirt that I picked out for him like a week earlier because he wanted to look a little cooler showing up. So,
well, then,
when he didn't look like Yosemite Sam showed up.
So you're kind of dressing him is what you're doing. So you should iron it. Okay. You got to iron it for him.
So,
you're dressing him.
He's wearing a pirate shirt.
Yeah, that's the problem. I didn't have the wardrobe for that band either, but by the time,
that's a good point.
It had the frillies and the frilly sleeves and the puffy
though,
shirt.
Dude, that is a really good point. I mean, how does that work? Like when you get in a band, do you like got to go out and buy a bunch of all new shitty shit to be in the band, or how does that work?
I mean,
there's a budget.
That's how they wear it. They dress like that. The problem with me is by every time we'd roll into a small town, all the medieval time shops would be closed, so I couldn't get anything.
Oh my goodness.
But it's like, he asked me to do this. I iron it. And
you did it? Did you fucking iron his shirt?
Oh yeah, I did it. I mean,
God bless you, man.
I folded it right and everything. And later on, I wasn't even mad at the time. I was just mad because, we wouldn't have asked those other guys to do it. And that stuff's kind of compiled. Yeah. And, Phil Lewis, we were in Australia. We just got off the stage. I thought it was a really good show. And he's like, Johnny, we love sharing the stage with you. But if you could, please, no more hats and scarves on stage.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm okay with that, except for the fact that he was wearing what I think were welding goggles and a top hat.
Wait.
Telling me that.
You got something? There you go.
And probably those too.
No, it was a full on
I knew it. I was like, enough's enough. I found these.
Billy's enough.
Billy's enough.
And and every time he would talk, and they didn't talk down or they got their own thing going, and I maybe just didn't feel it was for me. And like I said, once you're used to servants, not having one is a big deal. Because like if you're if you have a servant and it's like 2 a.m. and you pull the chain and he comes down and you're like, can I get a grilled cheese sandwich, please? And they go make it. And if you don't have a servant, what are you gonna do? Walk down there at 2 a.m. and make your own grilled cheese sandwich? I don't do that.
Johnny, I just want to
fuckers.
I want to interject. I heard that it was overstarched. You used too much starch in the shirt.
That's the word on the street.
The word on the street is you overstarch.
It was a hotel iron, and I was in this really good hotel.
You didn't have the spray starch readily available to do it.
I had to fold it and go on angles, and I kept doing it over it's not straight. I'm trying to do my best, and I'm thinking, what am I doing? And it wasn't like being an Oliver, but it wasn't not like being an Oliver. When it was like
Orphan Annie.
he would remind me of the dog catcher. He'd be like, in this life, one thing counts. In the bank, large amounts. I'm afraid these don't grow on trees. You've got to pick a pocket or two. Got to pick a pocket or two.
Well, we're going to sing tonight, partner. We're definitely singing. I saw you tuning the guitar up. Who's hotter, the Australian chicks or the Canadian girls?
They're both very good looking. I think Australia.
The accent fucking gets you.
No, it's just they just look good.
It's a healthy way of life, right?
It's where I'm at now.
They're on an island. They know how to service their man.
Cover my eyes in the parking lot right now. I'm walking down the hall. I'm like, oh God, I got to go to sleep. That's going to burn in my brain.
Well, that's the problem. You live in a climate like Chicago. It's hard on people.
It's brutal.
It wears
Chicago
on you.
Sucks.
It wears on you, man.
No, it's because they get fat. They don't work out, and they
and COVID did not help that situation one bit.
It's the cheese. It's Wisconsin and cheese.
Cheese will do it. Cheese and beer.
Cheese and beer.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. Maybe just we all get older. I mean, I saw my own reflection the other day in the mirror, and I was like, ugh. But I just, you would think that COVID, you'd get scared.
Let me put a picture of my girlfriend eating corn on the video that we got going on. I look like hell.
Get some backgrounds here for you.
So, Johnny.
Oh, we got more. Johnny's
Here
got
comes
more.
the background bit.
We got more PowerPoint.
So, Johnny, I'm curious to hear your answer on this. If you could plant yourself in any band right now, which band would that be?
Oh, I can.
You know, that's a great question. Again, I've been asked that before, and you know, a lot of like what I like, I don't always like to play, and some stuff that I like to play, it's not, you know, I want to listen to all the time. But as far as, you know, if I went right to the top guy, it'd be like McCartney, right?
Yeah.
But it's not like, you know, it's not like there's a lot of ripping stuff going on solo wise. But man, those songs, can you imagine playing all those Beatles songs with McCartney? I mean, come on. So I guess it would be that. I don't know. There's other bands I like. I like Sean Lennon and Les Claypool has a band. Do you know them?
Yeah.
Like that band, the Claypool Lennon Delirium, Lennon Claypool, and then saw them. They were really good. And he has a girlfriend named Charlotte Kemp Mall. She has a glam band called Uni. They're great. I think it's interesting. Yeah, stuff like that's on this Pulse like that. You know, I like some glam stuff. I don't know. I mean, Arctic Monkeys are great. There's a lot of bands I like.
They're great. I love that band. Yeah.
Playing, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you like playing best? I mean, you do so many things well, and besides your own original songs, but I mean, you know, you do like Elvis Costello really well, of course. You do Cheap Trick really well. What do you love to play? Like, if you could play, if there was one song that you had to play for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Okay, well, make a song. Well, I mean, about that, a lot of the songs, yeah, that's Chip at the Insurrection.
Sorry, excuse me.
We're doing the PowerPoints.
Excuse me.
If I had to pick one song, you said one song to play over and over again?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, if that's too tough to like boil it down to one song, maybe even just like one band.
Well, a lot of songs that I like, I don't necessarily like to play, but if like,
so
you know,
interesting.
Why
is that? That's bizarre.
Yeah, like Shine On Crazy Diamond.
I love that song.
That beginning chord, you know. Or like if I had to play something physically, like Rush, like 2112, the intro, all that. I guess that would have to pick that. Or
amazing.
But all the Pink Floyd stuff, you know, I love like that band, that album Metal, and wish you were here and all that. I love that. I don't like so much playing it. I don't even know if I know a lot of it on guitar, but I can listen to that all day.
What about remember the album? What was it? Animals. Pink Floyd.
Oh
Animals.
Yeah.
Unreal, man.
Do those tunes on that.
Yeah, Animals is great. That's another massive.
He's good. So good.
That's so funny.
The people here probably love that because I think there's more dogs than people in this apartment building. Saw one parking a Prius the other day, getting smart. I just, they're walking around the hallway with their dogs, and then they talk to each other. They talk about the dogs. You know.
Do you have any dog? Yeah, I take it you don't have a dog.
I don't. I had a dog when I was younger. I had a dog when I was younger, but of course, you know, when you're little, everybody has a pet. Now, I think it's like a full-time job. You know, you can't bring a dog to an apartment, first of all. I mean, it's really not fair.
We could debate that. I took two.
To an apartment? Yeah,
one
but
bedroom.
you're one bedroom?
Two Goldens.
You're the type of person that he's talking about, right?
I mean, no, it could be.
I am.
It could be done. It could be done. It's not that it can't be.
Dude,
done.
I got divorced, and you know what? I got the fucking dogs in a one-bedroom apartment.
She got the car. You got the dogs.
Yeah, she got the 135i BMW, and I got the fucking dogs.
Yeah,
well, let's talk about this Facebook page because we talked about this a little beforehand, and I think this is going to be a good topic to get onto.
I am so curious about.
I am very curious. I had to get in and just get it started here. So let's hear about that.
Yeah, well.
Talk about what it is, and then tell us what happened afterwards.
All I know is I went on there today to tag Johnny about tonight, and there's no Johnny Monaco.
And you started. Okay,
I think it's temporary.
No, I don't know what happened. I've been on there for what 50 years now. And I did a couple streams the other day. So when you violate a copyright, they just mute the parts in the stream, like of those specific songs. but I never got a warning or anything. And then I get something at 2 a.m. that said my page is taken down for copyright infringement. And I'm like, well, but it said February. I didn't start these streams till March. Right. And it didn't give the year. And it just gave. So I went through all my stuff. I'm like, what did I do? You know, and the last thing I posted was something like Mark Varney had put me in Spotlight column in Guitar Player magazine when I was like 20. So he sent it to me like going, look what I found, you know. So I put it up and I remember wanting it to stay up. So I didn't post anything after that for like a week. And I got a lot of likes. And this said that I posted this video the day after. So I couldn't find it on all my social media, cross-platform, everything. I'm like, what did I do? Couldn't find it in my phone. Usually it's like I could find the trail, what I did. And I can't find it. And then I replied to them and they said, not enough information. I replied again and they sent me to someone else. And then they're like, you've been warned before in the past. And when we do that, you copyright, we take you off, you've been told. And I don't know what it is. And so now I'm opening up a new case but it's like, I wouldn't care if it was just like a nothing thing, but it's like my entire existence on there. I might need to go to like grief counseling for this. Like I'm having like withdrawals. I don't know what to do. And it's like, I can't go on there. I can't promote. I can't do anything. I have so many pictures and all my videos and everything is documented, it's like, I'm so vain. I put everything on there. It's like every lunch and every stupid thing's on there. And I don't know. As of now, they're telling me it's forever.
No way.
I've seen people post some stuff, What? I would never post anything like that. Like,
Johnny, you can have my Facebook page. I don't use it. And you can just take it over. Neighbor Billy, but controlled by Johnny.
You might have to start doing that. You might have to start doing that. Like hijacking other people's Facebook pages.
Yes, let's do it.
But I mean, seriously, that affects your livelihood, though. Honestly, I mean, that's not right.
Now you got to research this a little bit more, partner, and check out.
Do you need an attorney?
I mean, I don't know if that would help. If someone knows about this law, this is pretty new.
I am a squire.
I mean, I don't know what to do. I read through it. I read through the thing and I sent them multiple, came back with a couple things. They say, if you want to, contest this, they'll go, and I did that. And so far I'm not getting a response. My last one that I did a little research on YouTube and I saw what other people that are, doing. They're very techie, these people, the same people that helped you get through AOL. And they haven't even written out like what to say. But if you print what they print, it sounds like broken English. So I kind of just cleaned it up. And I basically said, I think it was mistakenly disabled. I read the standards and the community standards carefully. I haven't violated them. I wasn't given a previous warning. I don't know what the video even is. Can you, give me the specific post?
Right.
Is this going to help me get my account back? And so far I have not heard anything, but it's not looking good. And everyone's been like,
if anyone from Facebook is listening, we need to get on this right away.
That's crazy, man.
It sounds like Donald Trump with Twitter.
Oh,
yeah.
Johnny Monaco is the Donald Trump of Twitter on Facebook.
Johnny's been kicked off Facebook. Yeah. We're going to start our own Facebook, Johnny.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I mean,
fuck them.
I don't understand what happened. I didn't do anything that bad,
I was minding my own business.
It's not like I stole their dot plumb laser.
Oh shit!
Oh, look into the line laser level. You'll go blind. Mom always said that. When I was growing up, they're always like, "Go play outside with your measuring wheel."
Yeah, hilarious.
Johnny, we singing a song tonight or what? What's the game plan? I saw you.
Hold on, I got just a couple more questions.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I'm very excited.
We're headed that direction. Let them get prepared for that.
Okay.
Let's see what's another one question. I'm always curious about how you and I are about the same age. We grew up listening to records and cassettes, and I mean even like 8-tracks. I remember my dad playing Elton John, Benny and the Jets,
Neil Sedaka
in
for
the
me.
car on 8-track. Yeah,
Neil
Sedaka. I like Neil Sedaka.
I love Neil. He's a great singer songwriter right there all day long.
Neighbor Billy, do you know any Neil Sedaka songs off the cuff?
Absolutely. Laughter in the Rain.
Oh,
I could probably do that one.
He sang Johnny, if we could do this, Bad Blood, Elton John and Neil Sedaka together. Mid 75, 76.
I'll probably go into a coma. If
Blood. Beach is back in town.
if my neighbor heard me sing in both parts, that wouldn't be like the weirdest thing that's happened in this place.
So
Calendar Girl's another.
Oh,
Calendar
that's
Girl,
right. I forgot about that. Yeah,
I love my Calendar Girl.
Yep, great song.
She's 16. She's beautiful. Is that
Is that Neil Sedaka?
I'm thinking it is, but I
don't
might
know
be
if
wrong.
that
I'm
is.
3
I'm
for
not
3
sure
so
about that
far.
one.
I'm gonna go for it. Maybe I'm 3 for 4.
Well, that's 75% still passing. You still passed with that.
Yes.
So what? So the internet. How has the internet impacted the music business, Johnny? What are your opinions on that?
Well, I think it's great. I think it's really. I mean, it's opened up everything, right? I mean, without the internet, it's took it to the whole next level. I mean, beyond MTV and everything else. As far as your personal, what you like personally, what kind of music you like. Well, that's everyone's opinion. There's so much out there, and that's the thing. It's opened it up to so many genres. That's why it's hard to get any traction because there's just so much to listen to. It's not my fault that what they listen to now, you can't account for taste.
Yeah.
But if you like, rap and hip hop and everything that's happening now, and that's fine if you like it. I personally don't. It's not that I dislike it. It doesn't really speak to me. It's just not for me. But unfortunately, that's where the mainstream is. There's rock. It's just hidden inside of like the Foo Fighters and like stuff like that, which is like and they're popular and that's great too. But I liked it when songs were like really kind of melodic, like the late 70s stuff. To me. And if you start playing that now in a club, the kids come up to me and they're like, they don't even know they don't know it. It's too slow. I don't like it.
That'd be
They want to hear something on TikTok or whatever. Pinterest, I think that is.
Pinterest. How difficult though, Johnny, is it? I mean, as a musician, I know you're a songwriter, and again, I'm mesmerized by the talent that you folks have. But I mean, the only way is it that you can make money now as you write the songs. I mean, besides performing, I mean, you're not making money due to the internet. I mean, anyone can get your music. I mean, between Prime and Spotify and all
that's
those
a great
avenues.
question. Yeah.
I mean, how do you survive? I mean,
it's got to be on touring, no?
I think it's all on touring.
Or like merchandise.
But, again, touring is
shut down.
Yeah, but how much is that going to bring in? I mean, the merchandise side of things, touring, but that's gone away for over a year now. Who knows when it's coming back? Johnny
knows best. I mean, where do you make your money? Is it touring? Is that where you're making money? Unless you write the songs, performing them, you don't make all that much money, do you?
No, I think nowadays there's like 10 things. I forgot what the 10 were, but you have to do like 10 things. You got to be able to play the instrument, write it, record it, social media, merchandise, be able to tour. There's like 10 things where it used to only be one. But as far as like making money and how to do that nowadays, you got to be very, you got to be able to wear a lot of hats. If you're just a guitar player, that's not a big deal anymore. Or if you're a bass player, or even if you're just a singer, you got to be able to do like so many things. And, I worked a lot. Like when I was in cover bands and stuff, I'd play like, 200 and something shows a year. Those other bands that I was in would mock me, mock cover bands. They mock it until Steel Panther came and changed the game.
Oh yeah.
They were rich.
Yeah, I love those guys.
They make a lot. Now those guys are doing all right, but it's like these bands are mocking. Their bands are kind of joking with. They take offense to it, because they're mocking them in a way.
Yep.
And to go out in an 80s type band right now and to make money and to tour, you think about it, by the time you get there and you got to pay for that and flights or traveling and you're on a bus or gas and, and whatever you're getting paid at the door, it barely covers it. So if you make a couple $100 a night and you do that for, I don't know, 70, LA Guns plays like 75 shows a year, something like that, 60, between 60 and 80. You're making like $17,000, which you can't do anything with that. So you can't.
Are you splitting that amongst 5 guys?
No.
I mean, the split is however this band decides to do it. However each band decides.
So that there's 4 or 5 members, you got to split amongst the team.
Yeah, but they don't split it. You're hired on, and that's part of the reason. Another part of why I had problems with a few of the bands. But it's like I get if you want to pay me to be the hired gun, that's fine, but you have to pay a certain amount. You can't just give the guy what he would make if they were his songs. Like, you want to play in the band, go up there. I don't care about the money. I just want to get my songs out. That's great. But if you're going to pay someone to put in their time and their life and all their hours and months and years, you got to kind of compensate that because they're playing your stuff for you. So, I mean, nowadays, you know, yeah, if I go on tour and the merch is going to get split, it's not my merch. Then you got to pay to make the merch. Then you got to travel around with it. It's very difficult to do that, to make anything. You got to do multiple things. Sometimes you have to have multiple jobs, whether it's in music or outside. I mean, you saw up until recently, I was putting up like a fundraiser thing to break my lease so I can leave this horrible building. I just don't want to die here, because if I die here, my ghost remains. Then I'm going to lose my mind because I'll be stuck here forever. So I'm trying to get out, and I did okay on the funds, and then my Facebook page went down. But within about 3 weeks after I pay this money, I'll be homeless. I don't have anywhere to go.
Dude, that's insane, dude. It's absolutely
moved to Arizona.
My fucking mind, man.
Neighbor Billy's got at least one extra bedroom. I know he does.
We got guest rooms.
Yeah.
All my stuff is going to be stored.
That hurts my heart.
It
man.
does. That's freaking
insane.
Well, I don't want to come off like, you know, it's not that it's not my fault, but it sort of is. But at the same time, it's like when I lived with my mom for like 20 years in a big house in Bartlett, Illinois. Yeah. And just recently she decided to sell it in the middle of a pandemic. And she went and moved and bought a house, and I was on my own. So I came out here to this undisclosed location because my girlfriend's here, and just being where we are here, I just don't like it. I'm not used to it. I don't like this place. I don't like the town, the area. I really like her a lot, but I can't stay here. So
where are you in Chicago, dude?
I'm out of Chicago. I'm not in Chicago, and I'm not going to tell you where I'm at.
Okay, I'm sorry. For some reason, Ken and I talked. I thought you were in Chicago somewhere.
Did you not hear him say undisclosed location?
I fucking forgot.
No, it's okay.
You pushed the envelope just like that.
I think I was taking a piss.
It's not a huge deal.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
No, it's not a huge deal. It's just I skipped out on a credit at Party City, and they've been after me ever since.
It's all those balloons.
Return that crepe paper, man.
Right. They're like, bring it back, or we're coming after you. So I'm trying not to let anybody.
But it's just so disappointing to hear that you're in a situation, and my heart feels for you.
I am in a situation.
Dude,
I'll be out here. Stuff's all piled up in a pile in the living room. I don't like it here. I'm ready to go. My friends are going to help me. I'm going to bring it all back, store it somewhere. And then I'm probably going to be on Larry's couch for a little bit. Larry Meager and Renee and Ron's sister.
Interesting.
You know, I got a couple friends that said they would let me stay, but I mean, I'm an adult, you know, it's hard to just live out of a suitcase at I'm used to like bougie and, you know, linens.
See, that's what blows my mind, because somebody like you has so
unbelievable
much
to
freaking
think about.
talent.
I want to buy a house.
Talent, dude. You've been everywhere. You've been living. I mean, so my heart breaks for you.
I wanted to buy a house. I've saved up. I wanted to buy a house, but you don't give someone all your money because, you know, Bitcoin. I don't know what that is. So it's like NTH or whatever they're called. So I couldn't get a loan because I don't look great on paper, but just because you have some money saved up and you can't get a loan. So I was going to get a cosign, and then she backed out, my mom. So I kind of like made a rush move to rent, and it's supposed to be a year, and I'm breaking the lease because I just can't take it. I know it may sound a little spoiled, but this guy next door with the washing machine, there's a couple things. There's so many. There's like a list of them, and I made a list, and I've been telling him. And I'm just
let's hear the list. I think that'd be great content.
Well, the dogs first and foremost.
Well, the washing machine.
Dogs driving cars. You can't have.
Yeah, you can't have dogs parking Priuses in your
Are they
apartment
washing laundry at 3 a.m.? Is this what's going on?
Yes. You're right. They see this guy next door, and I hope you hear it or hear me right now.
Fuck face.
I'm on the internet. Okay.
Yep. We're calling him out, Johnny, right now.
Stupid electric car.
How much laundry does he have?
You know, that's the thing. Who does their laundry every day? First of all, every day.
At 3 a.m.
Second of all, who under 30 even does laundry? I mean, when I think of a young person, you know, I want to picture a pile of clothes against a door that's supposed to be open, and it's piled up, and I'll get to it. This guy's, I don't know if it's a laundry service or what's going on, but every day, and I feel it in my teeth.
So it vibrates, because if you hear it, put fucking earplugs in you.
No,
is it against the wall?
I don't
you
know.
guess the walls are vibrating?
It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be in the center, how these are built. And whenever I put my head against it, I can immediately hear it. So I know it's coming from there. And I walk down the hall and I could see the painting on the wall. And I've told them, go fix that machine. But it's not the machine. It's just that they build these Fugazi looking, apartments. They look great on the outside. It's got a pool. It's got a jacuzzi. It looks like a resort. But the trick is you got to use that stuff for it to make a difference,
Exactly.
I'm going to use the gym. I go in
to
there
have value. It's a little value for yourself.
How long you been this place for?
6 months. That's enough. The first time I moved in, I was facing a busy street. Within 1 week, they didn't use the right windows. You know how the windows where you click, then you pull towards you, they're not soundproof enough. They're not double pane glass. You can hear everything. Every one of those stupid cars with the tailpipe going down the road, you can hear it way out there, all the way to the other one. All
Damn
day.
kids.
I couldn't sleep. I'm like, listen, I can't take it. And they're like, it's a known fact at this place. So I move down the hall to the back of the building. Little did I know, I moved underneath, these nut jobs, 7 a.m, dropping stuff, slamming, fighting, screaming, playing rap music. It's like all night, all morning. I complained, or like, you got to get it on video. So I did. I got all this video. I went up there. I'm like, dude, I'm like filming it. I'm talking. I'm like, here's and they're listening to him screaming. He's like, I don't give a man. You're a horrible person. Screaming, like, what? Yeah. And I'm like, these two, man, every morning, I couldn't sleep. I wake me up all night.
Dude,
So
put earplugs in. I use earplugs.
Yeah, it doesn't, the earplugs thing
works. I don't
It feels weird though. In your
It feels
ears.
weird. It's hard.
It's a psychological
I fucking
thing.
hate it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go.
Why would you wear earplugs?
Because my wife's a night owl and she puts the fucking TV on and it's loud.
Yeah.
I do a mask. I have earplugs.
Just get another bedroom.
I got the apnea machine going on.
How much shit is on your face?
I'm like Tawny. I don't know anything going on in life.
You guys,
I'm going to be undisclosed like Johnny because you could fucking rob me and I would sleep right through it.
I tried that. I have a sound machine, but it doesn't. Then you don't sleep like deep, Because I'm used to living in a studio. Like I lived in a studio.
Get the swimmer shit, the little things you put in your ears.
It says luxury on the sign. Okay,
I'm gonna send you some,
building.
dude. I got plenty. I'm gonna have my wife. She's gonna go on Prime. I'm gonna send it to your undisclosed location, and then you're gonna sleep well.
I can't live. So I got those two.
You're gonna live.
Trazodone helps. That works amazing.
You know what works? 2 glasses of water and a fucking Xanax is what works.
No, none of that is what I should have to do. I just want it to be just, kind of like when you guys go to bed in Arizona out there, I'm sure it's because it's so mellow out there and quiet, unless you live in, downtown. It's mellow, right? In the suburbs, quiet, right? Crickets.
Pretty mellow,
people.
yeah, it's pretty.
Fifth largest city in the nation. Just want to let you know, 5th largest city in the nation.
have you tried to talk to these folks, or is that's not your position?
No, after I did that, I showed the management all the videos, and they agreed with me. And they said, yeah, this is unacceptable. We're going to have our lawyer write them a letter. And nothing changed. A month later, still, I'm like, what are you guys doing? It's still doing this. And no, we're going to talk to them again. I mentioned this over and over. Then they found out that I did it, and they were asking. So you know what? I go, just move me again. So I paid this time. Moved to the top floor of the other building. I move into this one. Immediately smell something weird. It looked clean, but it wasn't clean.
So you've been in 3 different units now within 6 months.
Yes.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
And then, sorry to cut you off. What was wrong with the smell? True. This one?
This one smelled a little weird at first, and that's when I noticed that there was
like mothballs, old people.
No, just like unclean.
A corpse.
It's salami, a ghost, whatever. So it's like I cleaned this place myself. Everything. There was like eggs dripping down behind the refrigerator, and there was a piece of a blood stain on the light switch. And I showed the pictures. I'm like, look at. Oh, how did we miss that? I'm like, hey, how did I miss that? When you chopped the head off, you forgot to clean the trail. I don't know how you missed it. There's blood on the light switch. Now I got to clean the whole thing again. So I had to clean this whole place. They gave me the money for the cleaning. And that's when the laundry thing started. And every morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, this apple dumpling gang that works here drags this steel trash can dumpster across the parking lot with a fork, like a truck thing. They're talking, wah, 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 screaming at 7 a.m. It's like, it reminds me of like the lady with the chains walking, you know, Mommy Dearest or something with a cane every morning.
Oh my goodness.
That's all I'm hearing. So that's all I'm hearing. I can't sleep because this guy with the washing machines keeps me up. It starts at midnight. And then at 7 o'clock in the morning, the garbage cans start. And I hear people talking and then it smells. And I'm like,
live in a city, you're going to hear garbage cans.
This isn't that. I'm not, if I lived in the city and I could walk to like cool stuff and there's Thai restaurants everywhere. And it's like, you know, you chose to live here, but it's not that. This is like in the suburbs. And they build it as luxury living. And for the people around here, I think it is. Maybe I'm just a little spoiled. But
you know
are you doing a midnight move? Are you checking out at like midnight so they don't catch you and shit?
No, the thing with their thing is you have to pay for 2 months.
Yeah, they get you. Don't pay that. Just fucking move.
No, I don't. Then you wreck your credit. I have like.
I think
what about renting a home?
The moral of the story is the word
that's
luxury has taken a dive.
That's right.
Unless you, well,
what is luxury?
I don't think Johnny wants to use the weight room.
No,
Johnny, you're not using the weight room, are you?
I thought I was going to do that, but I went down there once and I just got on the scale because I just wanted to like try the scale out. And there's a couple of them when they're working. They're like, and the machine goes, "You weigh 124." And I'm like, don't listen to that machine. You guys are fine. Keep going. You keep going. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Shouldn't that just be between you and the scale? You know, I didn't think it was going to tell everybody in the whole room. They're like,
everything looks shiny on the outside, but then once you get there, it's not as shiny as you thought it was.
It's overrated.
You're paying $3,000, you know, for a weight room that you don't use.
Yeah, that's right. And I don't use the dog park. I don't use the yoga room.
The yoga. I thought about the yoga room.
What about it? Is there a theater? They got like a home theater in there?
No one uses fucking home theater.
They have all kinds of stuff here. They let you use the printer. You know, I don't know.
That's the media room.
But the COVID had to like devalue all that shit. You know.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't think of that. I just thought it would be, you know, I'm going to do that, and then I get here and I'm like, I don't. Why did I move near people? I didn't want to. I wanted to live in a house. I tried to get a loan. I couldn't get a loan. I couldn't get the house. I figured I don't want to get rushed into it. I'll wait a year and then revisit because I have the ability to do it. No problem. But now with everything the way it is, it's tough to play shows at all. And the people in the building are sick and you want to distance yourself from them. So basically you're just trapped like you would be in your house, but in an apartment, which is worse. The kid down the hall he's a little person. He's an adult. And
is he short? Like
he had some kind of like a surgery. Would he's like, you know, something?
Have a tail? No tail.
And he's
short, no tail.
He's a nurse at the hospital, which is like you could see it like right there, right? You know, you can see the hospital. And that's where a lot of them they live.
You don't give too many clues to your undisclosed location, okay? We don't want please.
Google Earth is a very powerful.
He's near a hospital, guys.
Find you.
Johnny's near a hospital in Chicago, supposedly.
Oh, he works in the ER, and I ran into him, and he had his scrubs on, and I'm like, hey,
do you no tail?
I didn't notice he was facing me, but
why are you in the ER room? Why are you in the ER?
No, in the hallway.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, he's like, how you feeling? I go, I don't feel good. I think I'm sick. He's like, you probably got COVID. And he's gay. So I'm like, well, okay.
Not there's anything wrong with that.
He's fine. He's talking because that's how he introduced himself. So he was gay. I'm like, okay. So he goes, I think you probably got COVID. I'm telling people to get it. And I'm like, what? I go, you're a nurse. You see these people sick coming in all the time. Why would you tell them that? He goes, I want to get COVID. And a friend of mine, I grabbed his laptop because I knew he had COVID. And I touched his keyboard, just put it on my face about COVID. I'm like,
are you kidding me? Do you know this guy?
Oh my God.
Yeah. I heard him drunk dialing, trying to get into the building the other day.
Drunk dialing.
That's
he's
never
a nurse.
a good thing.
I'm just so, I mean, I know what he's trying to say. Like, you know, trying to get everyone to get it so you can get over it. and not get a blood clot. But it's like, now I don't know what to think anymore. And it's tough, man. So between these lunatics and the dogs everywhere, and I'm fine with the dogs. Dogs act sometimes better than the people. I just feel bad for them because you can see them slowly sinking into like insanity because they're taking on the persona of their owner, and their owner's mental to begin with because he lives in an apartment. So he's here and he's got the dog, and the dog's like, looking around all the time, like freaked out, like, oh, I'm outside. I got to enjoy this, because then they start barking at each other, and you can see they're all worked up. They're worked up because they're animals. They need to go. You put them in a little thing like this. And I could see the people that live here. I can understand. Okay, I can see this guy lives in an apartment. I get it. I understand why this person lives here. But the dog is like, he wants to get out there. He wants to go sniff the other dog's butts or whatever dogs do. He wants to get out there, and then next thing you know, you got problems. With dogs everywhere. And our building has a DNA testing for the dogs. So if the dog poops, you can bring the poop, they sample it.
I fucking love that, dude. I love that. They leave a shit. Do we need that for Susie?
No, they need to do that in LA and stuff, where they have the homeless problem.
Susie.
For Susie.
Yeah, but they can't get.
Yes.
We have a neighbor that doesn't pick up her dog's shit.
And it's like a Great Dane.
And it's a Great Dane, and it takes great shits. And she goes, oh, I pick him up every 3 or 4 days. I remember where he shit. No, you don't. You don't remember every spot he shit.
It kills the grass. You got to do it right away.
You got to pick it up right away. That's the thing.
So we can DNA test Johnny?
Well, regardless.
Well, don't test Johnny.
No, the turds.
The turds.
George.
Yes, you can test the turds. Yes.
George. The dog's name is George.
The dog's name is
George Washington.
George.
George Washington.
Really? Carver.
Yeah. Yep.
Regardless, they put their money into that, and they could get a better garbage system. All right. They're worried about DNA. How about worried about waking me up at 7 o'clock in the morning and dragging shit across the parking lot, or this ding dong idiot next door to me doing his laundry at fucking 4 in the morning?
Is the washing machine on right now?
Johnny, you need a joint that's not connected to any other joints.
That's right. That's called a home. A house.
That's right. It's called a home.
You can rent those too.
How come Arizona?
It could be a tent. A tent falls under that. What you just
Johnny's
described.
not living in a fucking tent.
I'll go to Arizona. Listen, I got a realtor out there. I almost got a high rise in downtown Phoenix.
You should have.
Hip one, cool looking.
Yes.
But then I didn't know if that was the town for what I'm doing. If and everything's closed and it looked very, Arizona is very flat. So when you look at it,
fucking open up. 5th largest city. You should get.
You got to come out here, man.
We're open.
Here's the thing. I'm liquid. I don't owe anything. I have some savings. I can go wherever I want. Yeah. And that's why I was trying to buy my time. Because when you buy a house, as you guys all know, that's a commitment. You have jobs that you make probably decent money and stuff. Unfortunately, I'm, I think I should be making more, but I don't know. So not enough Neil Sedaka tunes in my set.
Ooh, I hear laughter in the rain.
Let me see if I
walking hand in hand with the one I love.
Oh, he's gonna put you on the spot.
Strolling along
country roads with my
baby. It starts to rain. It begins
to pour.
Without an umbrella, we're soaked in the skin. I feel the shivering up my spine. I feel the warmth of her hand in mine.
Come on.
Laughter in the rain.
With every day I feel inside. How I love the rainy days and the happy way you make me feel inside.
Oh, it's so good, man. So good. Hey, Johnny, I hate to wind this down, but unfortunately we kind of have to just to keep people's attention. Couple things. What do you think's next? What do you think's next for you? Any ideas?
I don't know.
Is it a day-by-day type thing at this point?
He's talking about coming to Phoenix.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome, man.
It's rough. I don't know what to. I'm stuck. Like I said, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be out of here, and I'm not going to have anywhere to go. My stuff's stored. I still can't smell anything, so I don't know what's going on. It's been a tough year, and I'm looking for the next thing, and I'm trying to get in a better mindset. and maybe that will help me get to that point. I just know it's not here. I don't know if it's there or not. I just know it's not here, and I'm hoping to maybe remove myself from this place, and maybe I'll get a different outlook on things.
Would your girlfriend consider moving to Arizona?
No, she's not happy about me leaving, and I'm not either, but she has her family here, which is why I came here. And she's got a lot of dogs and other animals and stuff. And that's a little bit much for me to be around. Like
it's a short plane ride. It's a short plane ride, man. It's like 2-3.
I'd consider Vegas. I'd consider Phoenix or Arizona. I like it out there. I've been out there. I know Alex Kane is out there right now with his mother, and I think he is. And we, another Chicago guy. He was in Life, Sex, and Death, and he's in Enough's Enough right now.
Oh, really?
And I think he's in Arizona. And I know a couple other people are from Arizona. I've thought about it. I've considered going out there.
God, that'd be cool, man, if you came out here.
I know, what's his name from Rat? Jordan Ziff. He's a guitar player. He's great.
I thought wasn't there some talk of you maybe diving in.
I tried
out.
Yeah, I flew out there and tried out on my own dime. Got along with him good. Stephen Piercy goes, hey, you see that little pedal down there? I had like a delay pedal. I go, yeah. He goes, what would you do if I just picked it up and threw it down that hill? He was like drinking a Rolling Rock. I go, I don't know. Probably go get it. I like this guy. We're going to be in touch. Never heard from him again. So,
man, dude, I could see that being a good fit. That'd have been great.
Oh, I played. It's on YouTube. I learned all the solos in like 2 days, and I flew out there and I played them. I would have loved to have done it, but the guy they got now is really good. Jordan Ziff, young guy. He's
That's
awesome.
Your buddy, huh? Yeah.
I don't know him well, but I met him on the Axes and Anchors cruise. But he's good. Yeah. He also plays with Marty Friedman. He's in Marty Friedman's band too. He's got a cover band there in Arizona. They're like a hair something. Hairball.
Isn't Hairball a big one out there in like North Dakota, Minnesota?
Well, no, there's one here though. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, they got
band.
They got a really good following here in Arizona.
Yeah, he's great. So I don't know. I would come there. I've been to Arizona several times. I don't know. I like it. If there was a reason for me to be there, like if I could work around town and do stuff, I just want to be feeling good and stuff. You know, I can't right now where I'm at. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to put some thought to that. So I just want to reiterate one thing. I love your podcast. I wish you produced more episodes, of course. I think it's freaking genius.
You got to do that.
I'm not kidding, dude. I mean, when I said that it was an inspiration to me to start a podcast, that's no joke. That is the honest to God truth. So,
thanks. I mean, everyone's got a podcast. I try to make it more like a show, you know, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is. That's why we have producer Jake. You need a producer Jake to take care of all that
helps.
Stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, it does help for sure. So kind of winding down here just a little bit. Where's he going?
To the bathroom, I think.
Oh my God. What would you tell like young musicians? Like if you were to be able to stand up in front of a room of 600 young musicians, I mean, what kind of advice would you give them? I mean, it's a tough gig, no doubt about it, but I'm just curious what you would say.
Well, I used to say like, you know, just be great at it, because if you are, it'll come to you. And nowadays it's like, you know, back in the day, people just didn't know how good they were. Nowadays, people just don't know how horrible they are, because they get accolades and lots of views and they're just mediocre at what they do. So I can't tell someone anymore, just be great, because you don't really have to anymore. It's terrible to say that, but I would still say that. I would still say just, you know, if it's something that you just can't do without, you know, and you got to do that, just get really great at that, whatever that thing is. If you're not great at the music, then don't do that. But if it's just get really good at something, and then it'll separate you from, you know, people that get lucky or people that are just, you know, good situation. If you're really good at something and you're around other people in your field, you can sense that there's an X factor thing, right? So I would just say, make sure that that's what you're good at, and just, you know, do that as much as you can. And I don't know if I'm a good source to say anything, because I don't feel like I'm very successful right now. So I can't say anything about that.
Well, I know like Alice Cooper. I mean, he's like an iconic, you know, staple here in Arizona, and, you know, he's in the world. Oh, in the world. Yeah, for sure. But he started these schools, like School of Rock, and he's got like these different, and it's like,
I didn't know that was his. That's him.
Yeah. That's here in the Valley. And I think there's like 4 or 5, maybe a half a dozen of them spread out throughout the Valley.
School of Rock. They're everywhere.
Are they like, is it a nationwide thing?
Not
So
the School of Rock that you're thinking of. That's a little different. His is different, but it's not School of Rock, but it's a similar name.
Same type thing.
Yeah, I'll look it up
Okay.
real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's got those like spread out throughout the valley, you know, which is such an amazing outlet for young musicians, because I think, you know, in a lot of ways, these young musicians are just like suppressed, you know, and
It's called Solid Rock.
Solid
Alex
Rock.
Cooper's The Rock Teen Center, and there's 3 of them.
3 of them. Yeah. Yeah. It's such a cool freaking
Okay, that's
effort
cool.
that he's done. Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome. It's awesome. But yeah, no,
That's cool.
he does so much for the community here. I mean, yeah.
He's a huge staple of the community here.
Nothing but respect for that guy.
Big
for
golfer
sure.
too. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Big
No, it's
golfer.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can do that out there all year round. I mean,
Yeah. All year round. Yep. Yep.
no, I like it out there for sure. Yeah, there's School of Rock, you know, you can buy into the franchise, but by the time you do that, you're like 150 in the hole. I mean, you got to buy it's like buying a Subway or something, you know, you got to pay into it and then build it up. And unless you're like in a real rich neighborhood or something, I would think it'd be tough to stay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So those are tough, but you know, yeah, I could go teach. I mean, I could do stuff online up until I got kicked off Facebook. I can do, I sound so stupid. I can do that. I can do, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to do right now. I really don't. I look back and I thought I've done a lot, but now that I feel like I haven't done anything, and I feel like I kind of like lost not my confidence. I know what I'm capable of. It's just that I see people out there doing lesser and still doing.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means anymore. I think, you know, people's standards, it's a whole different ball game. I'm not saying my standards are high, but I just think it should sound good, and you know, it should be a certain way. And I think that shows. So when you instill that in a young person to get good at that thing, that's the only way you're going to get to that level. Otherwise you're just going to just be, you know, okay your whole life.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's very well said. And it makes perfect sense. So appreciate that. So we ask this question every podcast. Maybe you've heard it if you listen to a couple. And since Buttermaker Shoots isn't here, I'm going to ask it in his honor. Do you have a mantra that you live by?
You know, I thought about that for a little bit when you mentioned it. And that's another thing I think about. I'm like, I don't really have one. I wish I did. I've thought about it, and I read through what's a mantra, and I looked it up, and I read all those inspirational quotes, you know. Yeah. And I went through all of them, and they all sound pretty like standard, you know, what I've heard people say in the past. And it's, you know, I'm very, I guess I'm a pessimistic person. I believe life's divided up into the miserable and the horrible. It's an old Woody Allen line. But it's, you know, I probably should have one. You know, because it's a good question, and it makes you think like, well, you don't believe in anything then, you know, what do you stand for? And I could have just like lied and like give you one of those, like, you know, oh, you mean Om? Yeah, well, I do that a lot. I center myself, and my chakras are all crazy right now. They're all wacky. Getting my chakras together, and, you know, I chant and I do yoga like Mark Maron. I do yoga. I'm a millionaire. But it's like I don't know. I don't have one. I guess you just got to know when to leave, whether it's a party or a bank robbery.
Oh, there you go. That's it there.
I stole that from somebody.
That's a mantra. I like it. We'll include that in the book. Yeah. It'll be in the book. Don't you worry.
I'm plagiarizing that for sure.
Just don't do it on Facebook though. They'll take you off there. I don't know. I don't know what to say because I wish maybe that's why I'm so unsuccessful in spinning, because I don't have one thing that I could tell myself like that, like, you know, keep it going. You can do this. I guess my mantra would be like, you can't do it. You're not going to be able to do this.
Oh no, man.
Practice.
Dude,
really
I'm volunteering. I'm going to be your life coach. Future forward. After this,
that's what I need, a life coach.
You and I are connected at the hip. I'm your life coach. And you know what?
I've met those. I've met those people.
He's doing it for free.
For free.
I heard it.
Johnny, I'm here for you.
I made a joke about a life coach once, and then I got a message from a real one, and they're like, "Hey, I'm a life coach."
Oh, God.
I'm like, "Well, you know, I was kidding about that, right?" And they blocked me.
Oh, that's hilarious.
When a life coach blocks you, you know that you got bigger problems.
You know, there's a fucking problem, man. There's a problem.
My life coach blocked me, and I don't have a mantra.
I'm screwed.
You know, you're not wearing pants. Oh.
Oh my God.
We should make shirts that say my life coach blocked me. Make $1 million.
There you go.
Johnny, we have our house problems fucking solved.
Boom. Just
Boom.
like that. You solved all
give
the
it.
problems.
It's all yours, buddy.
I bet we could if that was marketed correctly. I wouldn't doubt
Absolutely.
that those would sell out,
Yeah.
right? I
Oh,
got a
if we-
bunch of those.
If we can sell Geoholics t-shirts, you sure as hell can sell that t-shirt.
I put my wife on this stuff.
There you
It's
go.
funny though. That is a funny. Never thought of that. Just
So-
thought of it now.
Johnny, could you that about wraps it up for us, I believe. Unless there's something else you want to add to it, maybe we didn't touch on.
That's kind of all over the place. Sorry, guys. I thought it was funnier when I practiced it. I don't know. what
Could you take us out with a little something? Your choice.
We did do a song already.
Yeah, we
What do
did.
you
a
want to
song.
hear?
What?
As long as
What?
I mean, what do you want to hear? Like, let's see what I got here.
You're-
I
you're-
think something
you're-
like we could sing along.
Dealer's
with.
choice. Dealer's choice. I got to do the outro. You can sing along with it. You and Jake can
Mm.
sing. I got to do the outro.
If I know the words, I'll sing.
All right.
Okay,
What about
what do
like
you know, like
Neil
Peace, love, and
Diamond?
understanding, or something like that.
I'm all around us.
That's a good one.
I love
Yeah.
those.
Anything. Yeah.
He's one of the most talented ever.
Let's do it. All right.
I walk through
What a show. Adding value.
This
making
wicked
world. That's what we do around here.
Searching
Anyways,
for
be
life.
sure to check us out at thegeoholics.com.
Insanity.
Follow us and like us on all our social media outlets. Search for the Geoholics. Download the Geoholics app from Land Surveyors United. Send us an email at info@geoholics.com if you want to be a guest on a future show. Finally, please support our friends of the program every chance you get. Be sure to mention that you're a Geoholic for those deep discounts. Pay it forward. Add value, make friends. Johnny Monaco taking us out. Until next time, everybody, stay safe and healthy.
What's so funny about peace, love, and understanding?
Yeah.
Johnny!
Okay.
Woo!
Johnny!
Woo!
Once again, thank you to our friends of the program, Aerotech Mapping Inc. at atmlv.com, Advanced Geodetic Surveys Inc. at agsgps.com, Bad Elf GPS at bad-elf.com, Cobb Fenley at cobbfenley.com, Cyanic Automation at cyanicautomation.com, Diamondback Land Surveying at diamondbacklandsurveying.com, Get Kids Into Survey at getkidsintosurvey.com, Land Surveyors United at landsurveyorsunited.com, Mentoring Mondays at mentoringmondays.xyz, Monson Engineering at monsonengineering.com, Parkland Community College at parkland.edu/landsurveying, Safety Apparel at safetyapparel.us, Tiger Supplies at tigersupplies.com.